Now let's move on to level 3, preventing production interruptions. Based on my experience, production interruptions are usually caused by 4 main factors. First, poor quality or wet fuel results in unstable combustion, causing steam pressure to drop and affecting production. Second, inadequate cleaning of the boiler's flue gas passages allows ash and dust to accumulate rapidly, reducing steam generating capacity and causing pressure loss. Third, unexpected equipment failures force the boiler to shut down, interrupting production. Fourth, poor communication between the production department and the boiler operation team often leads to steam pressure problems. So what should we do to prevent these issues? We need to follow 4 key practices. First, control fuel quality. Pay special attention to fuel moisture content. The lower the moisture content, the better. Fuel that has been soaked with water or exposed to rain becomes difficult to ignite and may not burn properly at all. If you are using Indonesian coal fines, make sure the fuel has not been mixed with coal ash or slag. If this happens, you will notice an unusually large amount of ash. Coal mixed with ash consumes significantly more fuel during combustion. It also becomes much harder to build steam pressure. Second, ensure thorough cleaning. Pay close attention to all equipment that flue gas passes through. I have visited many factories where operators only performed superficial cleaning on the outside surfaces. Meanwhile, the inside remained heavily contaminated with ash and dust. After restarting the boiler, they wondered why steam generation was so slow. When we asked them to inspect the cleaning work more carefully, it became clear that the cleaning had been done poorly. The task had simply been done to check a box rather than to solve the problem. Third, most equipment gives clear warning signs before failure occurs. For example, bearings often begin making unusual noises before they fail. They may also generate abnormal vibration. Conveyor belts typically develop visible cracks before breaking. This is why regular inspection of all rotating and moving equipment is essential. Bearings should never be allowed to run without proper lubrication. In DIVI steam supply projects, high-temperature grease is inspected and applied to bearings every week. Electric motors are periodically disassembled for inspection. Internal bearings are replaced once every year. Motor windings are recoated with insulating varnish annually. This is done whether or not the motor shows signs of trouble. Critical boiler motors, such as fuel feeding motors, induced draft fan motors and primary air fan motors, and feedwater pumps should always have standby units available. If a failure occurs, replacements can be installed immediately. In some cases, components are proactively replaced before failure occurs. Prepare a detailed spare parts inventory for your boiler system. Establish preventive maintenance schedules on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. Create a routine inspection plan for the internal condition of the boiler. Check scaling and deposit buildup monthly and quarterly. This allows you to optimize your water treatment chemical program. It also helps determine the most effective blowdown schedule. Fourth, the production department and the boiler operation team must communicate and coordinate closely. Production plans and steam demand forecasts should be shared in advance. This allows boiler operators to prepare accordingly. They can then proactively manage steam supply and maintain stable pressure. Level 4. Stable steam production costs. Cost safety in steam production means maintaining stable steam production costs over time. The less fluctuation in steam production costs, the safer your operation becomes. Any significant variation should not be caused by operational factors. Steam production costs are mainly influenced by 5 major cost categories. First, fuel costs. Second, electricity costs. Third, water costs. Fourth, labor costs. Fifth, chemical and water treatment costs. Among all of these, fuel cost is typically the most volatile. It also represents the largest portion of steam production costs. Therefore, cost safety in steam production ultimately comes down to optimizing and stabilizing fuel consumption. Fuel costs have been discussed extensively in many previous videos on DIVI's channel. Today, however, we'll examine the issue from a broader perspective. Fuel costs depend on several key factors. First, can the boiler operate with multiple fuel types? If a boiler can burn different types of fuel, you can always switch to whichever fuel is most economical at the time. This creates a major competitive advantage over systems that can only use a single fuel source. Second, how much fuel is consumed to produce 1 ton of steam? This should be evaluated using fuels that are readily available in the market. This factor depends heavily on the original boiler design. Has the system been optimized for thermal efficiency? Does it include a proper deaerator? Does it have an economizer and an air preheater? If you'd like to learn what equipment is required for a complete and fuel-efficient fluidized bed boiler system, please refer to our related videos on the DIVI channel. Third, proper water treatment chemicals help prevent scale buildup inside the boiler. Proper blowdown practices during each shift help remove accumulated solids and deposits. This improves heat transfer efficiency. As a result, fuel consumption is reduced. DIVI has covered boiler blowdown and water treatment extensively in previous videos. Feel free to explore those resources for more information. Fourth, keeping heat transfer surfaces clean is absolutely essential. It is one of the most important maintenance activities. Clean surfaces maximize heat transfer between the flame and the water. This improves thermal efficiency and reduces fuel consumption. All heat transfer equipment exposed to flue gas should be cleaned thoroughly. Also remember that boilers should be designed for easy cleaning and maintenance. Ideally, compressed air or a soot blower should be enough to clean the surfaces effectively. If manual cleaning tools are required, they should be easy and safe for operators to use. Fifth, and most importantly, fuel quality must be controlled. Fuel moisture should be kept as low as possible. This is the fundamental issue that directly impacts steam production costs for every factory. If you cannot control fuel consumption, you cannot control your steam production costs. We've just gone through the 4 levels of boiler safety. Level 1, preventing explosions to protect people. Level 2, meet environmental requirements to avoid legal risks. Level 3, prevent production interruptions to protect operations. Level 4, stabilizing steam production costs to protect business profitability. If you only achieve Level 1, you are simply operating the boiler. But if you reach Level 4, you are actively controlling your company's profitability. Managing all 4 levels is certainly not easy. However, it becomes much easier when you choose DIVI's steam supply solution. In other words, when you purchase steam from DIVI, DIVI takes responsibility for all 4 levels of safety and performance. You simply pay for the steam you use through a metering system, just like paying for electricity or water utilities. We hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.